Well, welcome to the Business Insurance Zone. My name is Eric Palmer, and this is part 3 of our long-term care series featuring our very special guest, guru and expert of long-term care, Leni Cohen. Leni, welcome back to part 3.
Thank you.
Now, in this particular episode, we want to explore the last demographic, and I think it's your favorite demographic, Leni, but it's the individuals that are 55 to 65 plus. Now, we're talking about the baby boomers and, of course, the World War II generation that's before them. And what's interesting about this demographic is, first and foremost, they're at the greatest risk of needing long-term care or extended home care insurance. But there's a few other things about this demographic that we were just talking about off camera that I want to bring up here because it's really interesting to me. So why don't we kind of go back to what you were saying before about this particular demographic and their viewpoint of long-term care?
Okay. People that are in the retirement years, they like to think about lifestyle.
Right.
Okay? They do think about financial peace, but they're very interested. They work very hard their whole lives to build up a financially secure situation. Many of whom do not. I mean, you read today the statistics about people who cannot retire at 65, who don't have the money in retirement. And one of the things that's happening is, that's very obvious, we're living longer.
Right.
There's a tremendous fear of outliving your money, of not having people around to take care of you, and yet they're still looking at lifestyle over financial peace. Okay?
And you made a really good point. When you say financial peace, it's the P-E-A-C-E peace, financial
Correct.
peace. And I think that's really, again, it's something that's so important for us to be talking about when we sit down with this particular demographic is, you know, what's going to happen to your finances? It's so hard to afford retirement today. The Social Security system is not trustworthy for some, but right now it exists, and there's very few pensions out there. So really, it's everything you were able to save up until that point is what you have to live on for 20 to 30 years and then some in certain circumstances. Correct. And of course spouses are in there as well. So that financial piece is really truly important. And I think that if we're able to talk to our clients about that and talk to these individuals and make them disassociate the lifestyle from the financial piece and really focus on the financial side, we would probably see a lot more success in having them purchase these plans.
That's true. The other thing, one of the myths is people in this age category say, I'm going to die in my sleep. I'm not going to, I don't have to worry about it. The fact of the matter is they are going to live longer.
Right.
The number of centenarians in the country is growing by leaps and bounds. Okay? I myself know 3 people who are over 100.
That's amazing.
Okay? It is. It is fascinating. Okay. The other thing is, one of the myths is that the adults in this category say, my children will take care of me. Well, this is one of the biggest myths out there. Okay. And I'm in that category, and and I understand that it is a myth. Having their children take care of them means the following. Their children are probably in their 40s and 50s. Their families are grown, maybe into college, maybe on their own, but they may still be working. We're
Right.
all working longer. And so by saying, oh, my children will take care of me.
Right.
Well, that's true, all right? They will take care of you, but a number of things come into place here. If you have a long-term care event and you're asking one of your children to take care of you, you're basically asking that working child to leave their job, okay, and take care of you wherever you are.
Right.
Well, that may not necessarily happen. It may be a turnaround. They may say, okay, we'll take care of you, but you have to come to where we live because we still are working and have growing children. And that's a tremendous change of lifestyle for a person who needs care. The other thing that people in this age category forget is if they're asking their children to leave work, they're playing havoc with their 401k plans,
Right.
with their financial planning, because if you're taking somebody away from working, you're taking somebody away from their income.
Well, I think I speak from my own personal experience as well. I've actually had that conversation with my own parents, and we've talked about it, and their concern was they kind of hope that their kids will take care of them, but they also understand that it's a burden. I mean, it truly does affect the life of your children. And then when your children are supposed to be planning for their own long-term care needs,
exactly.
Those finances get disrupted, the household gets disrupted, and the relationship, I think, truly could become disruptive. You don't want to be frustrated with your folks and their long-term care need because all day long you're taking care of them now. And quite often I think that we tend to forget that there's that emotional side that truly does get affected by having to take care of your folks and not having the financial support to do so. So that's actually one of the I think the biggest myths that in this particular demographic is that the kids are prepared to do this, and I think for the most part, if you went out and interviewed all the kids, you're gonna get a pretty interesting mix of answers, and for the most part, you'll feel obligated to take care of your folks, but can you? Financially, can you even do it?
I'll tell you an interesting story, another personal story. All my needs come out of personal stories. When my husband and I bought a long-term care policy, we have 4 children. We called our children and we said, we've given you a present. Okay, that's great. Children love presents. And we said, Dad and I bought a long-term care policy. There was dead silence on the phone. They were in their 30s at the time. And they didn't understand, and now they're in their 40s, approaching 50, and they're beginning to see what's happening to parents and grandparents around them, and they really understand the gift.
Right.
They understand the gift.
Well, and it truly is a gift, and I think that's a great way to approach it as well. When you're sitting down with the individuals in this age group, you may be meeting with the client for the first time based on a retirement discussion or an estate planning discussion, but make sure you're introducing these concepts and talking about these myths directly with these clients, because when you present it to them and you give them the real facts behind it, it really does change, I think, their mindset as to what they may have thought was the right way to do it or what they were doing was okay, and quite often they'll be shocked to find that there's more than that they don't understand about extended care. The next myth, I think, is one of the biggest ones that I hear all the time, especially being in the insurance industry, that our agents call us all the time and ask us about long-term care, and their number one fear is that it's going to be completely unaffordable. So let's talk about it for that minute, because it doesn't necessarily have to be unaffordable.
No. Okay. Any long-term care plan in place does not have to be extensive. It can be minor. Okay. It can be a very, very small plan. Any plan in place will protect your legacy for your future generations, will protect your financial retirement plan in place. So I always talk about to seniors who are 55, 65 and plus about the need to have what's called a firewall in computer terms.
Right.
Buy a simple, basic policy so that in time of crisis, by definition, a long-term care event could be a crisis event when it occurs, so that you have a plan in place. You simply dial an 800 number or you call an agent and everything gets, the ball gets rolling. And so you don't have to go and look behind you and say, where am I going to find the money for this crisis situation? A crisis situation may be no more than a year, 2, 3 years at the most. And so you will not have to depend upon your financial program that you set in, for retirement.
What's interesting about that is I think quite often we think, that you have to buy the Cadillac version of the long-term care plan, the one that costs $5,000 a month. But in reality, there's a lot of choices out there, and I think that's important for the advisors and the audience that's watching the show today to understand, is that when you call Leni and you come to Brokers Alliance to work with us on some of these potential clients and you want us to examine these cases, we're going to help you explore all these different options. We're not going to put the Cadillac on the table necessarily every time. We're going to find out what the client can afford. We want to know what these individuals' needs are, and then we can actually help pick the right plan or the combination of plans that are going to meet as much of the need as we can. I guess at the end of the day, the moral there is a little bit of something is better than nothing at all.
Always. Always. Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you have any more questions, again, please contact Leni Cohen directly. It's leni.cohen@brokersalliance.com. If you have a case, a question, you want to get your hands on some of the marketing materials that we've put out there, there's great reference tools on the website. Any of these things can be provided through Leni. Please give her a chance to look at some of the cases here for you. Again, it's leni.cohen@brokersalliance.com. Hopefully you found this video series helpful. The myths and the facts are important. We can get you copies of those if you need them. them. I think they're great point of sales tools when you're trying to create conversation out there. And if you're into emailing or social media or marketing of any sort, little bits of those myths and facts can go a long way when you're trying to communicate with individuals and open the door to create the discussion about extended home care. So if you haven't done so already, please make sure you've watched part 1 and part 2. If you have any more questions, let us know. We really, truly appreciate your time and your business, and I hope everybody has a great day. Thanks so much.